So, Nate, clear something up for me right now, because I think maybe a lot of Canadians who maybe haven't been to the Calgary Stampede might be a little bit confused. What is rodeo? It's not one thing, is it?
No, it's a series of events that the majority of have a tradition in the way of life of a cowboy, whether it's bronc riding when you break saddle, you break horses, tie down roping, team roping for team doctoring. You can't call a calf to you like a dog. So you've got to be able to,
I would try though.
You got to rope it and tie it down and brand it and doctor it then and there. So those all, turn into human nature into competition. But bull riding was introduced here as a competitive sport here at Cowtown Coliseum back in 1936. And so there's bull riding, barrel racing, tie down roping, team roping, everything. There's 9 events tonight, so it's a lot of fun.
So when someone comes here, are they gonna, is that the way it is every weekend, or how often does this happen? Is this a special event, or is this a usual occurrence?
Well, this is a usual occurrence. We're home, Cowtown Coliseum is home to the world's only year-round rodeo. It's every Friday and Saturday night we have a rodeo, whether in some shape or form, whether it's a bull riding or rodeos. But we have rodeos every Friday and Saturday night in the building. So it's awesome. You can always come to Fort Worth and catch a rodeo. Yeah.
Okay, this won't surprise anybody that normally listens to the show. I'm curious about the rodeo clown.
Okay.
How does that happen? How do you become a rodeo clown?
Okay, so now there are rodeo clowns, which are sometimes considered bullfighters. They're the ones that got paint on their face, but when the bull rider falls off, they protect the bull rider. They're kind of the hero of the bull riding world. I mean, if a bull rider falls down, you'll see a lot of times one of the guys will get in front of the bull to distract him, to bring him towards him. And if it's not going to go that direction, you'll see one of those guys sacrifice themselves, jump on top of that cowboy and protect him from all those blows. Now they're padded and they're athletes, and it's pretty crazy. You got a lot of former athletes get into it. Look, extreme junkies. I mean, it takes a lot of little kookiness to be out there running around with bulls. But they're the protectors. Now there is a funny man, which...
Yes, there is, and we love them very much. We love them.
The funny man is the guy with the barrel that does all the skits and talks so much and makes everybody laugh and entertain.
And can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Just take a quick look at this body. Is there a barrel inside that might fit this right here?
It would. It probably. I don't think we could get I don't think we get that signed off, but yeah,
okay.
He would fit nicely in one. And they'll roll him around and play keep away with the bull and stuff with the funny man in the barrel. It's fun.
Can okay, so I'm always, when I watch rodeo, makes me nervous on TV. I'm always waiting for someone to get really badly hurt. And I do wonder if those clowns also suffer injuries. So tell us about that and how the animals fare in all this, because there are animal rights folks who look at these things and think the animals are suffering, and also the people who take part.
Sure. Okay, so to your first question, yes, there are injuries, lots of injuries. Anytime you're dealing with equine or animals of any kind like that, livestock, they have their own brain and their own way of thinking, and they're going to do they make their own decisions. And sometimes that decision hurts you, and it's part of the deal, But yes, those guys, they get injured. They might get hit in the rear end, fly over a fence and dislocate a shoulder or twist a knee or do something funny. And they just, rehab like anybody else and get back into it. Now, as far as the animals are concerned, it's different. In bull riding, obviously, it's a man versus beast thing, and they're both scored that way. But there's nothing being done to that bull to harm it as far as physical pain. It just wants the guy off his back. There's no, there's a belt that goes around the waist of the bull that he's trying to loosen up a little bit, and you'll see as soon as that bull ride's over with, that belt falls off, and that bull just kind of chills out, and then he looks around to see who he's going to play with for a little bit.
So, the guy in the barrel, probably.
Yeah, the guy in the barrel, exactly.
Okay.
So, are you ready for that?
I'm ready for the barrel. I have a barrel fitting coming up.
But as far as like the barrel race horses and the team roping events and things like that, those are partnerships. Those animals are partners in a sport. They're treated and cared for at the highest end of care that you can imagine, because those cowboys and cowgirls couldn't make a living without watching the horse. And you'll see tonight in the team roping events and the tie-down events and barrel racing, you get to watch the horse as an athlete and the horse work, and it's really a beautiful thing. It's a gorgeous thing. And those calves are all breeded for what they do here. They're not, it's what they do out on the ranch. It's just in a rodeo.
Real quick, tell me about Fort Worth's connection to rodeo and the building behind us in rodeo history.
Okay, well, Fort Worth's connection to rodeo was in 1896. The Fort Worth Stock Show started showing livestock for sale, because the exchange building, they sold cattle. That's how Fort Worth grew economically. So the stock show outgrew the banks of the Marine Creek. They did it all on the banks of the Marine Creek. And then in 1908, they built this building to house the Fort Worth Stock Show. And in 1918, the world's first indoor rodeo was held here at Cowtown Coliseum, and they're celebrating that 100-year anniversary of indoor rodeo. Every first in rodeo happened in this building. The world's first radio broadcast, television broadcast, the way the buck and chutes open, bull riding and bronc riding were introduced as competitive sports in this building. So it's really like a rodeo church.